So know where you are, know where you expect to be, and where you want to be. Where you expect to be and where you want to be are not necessarily the same thing. If you expect, well, let's see, let's use Easter as a good example, because Easter changes from one year to the next. I mean, last year was a year from you know where. You had Easter, Secretary's Day, and Mother's Day all within 3 weeks of each other. Was anybody still walking after that? It was pretty hard, wasn't it? But it's not every year that Easter falls on the same time. So what you want, what you expect, and what's really going to happen can be different things. If you do it by a 52-week planner, you can take last year's Easter week, which could have been, I'm just going to use week 18 as an example, and you can slot it into week 26, which is when Easter week is this next year, and you can do your financial planning back it up and back and forth that way, which makes it really easy to figure it out. What I'm trying to do here is trying to give you some tools to make it easy for you to do your financial planning on an everyday basis. One of the other things that I hear on the road is, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to do everything. How do I get enough time to do everything? So my spreadsheet that I'm going to show you in a minute, sort of, is going to help you with some of that. So find a convenient way to document daily, weekly, monthly, yearly sales. Spreadsheets can do half this work for you automatically, and I'm going to show you some of that. And then bite the bullet, know where you have been, as uncomfortable as it will be. Some of you go like this when it comes to financial. I don't want to know. I just don't want to know. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I'm just going to keep going. Hopefully it'll all work out in the end. That will not give you a successful business. It's much easier to know where you are, whether it's uncomfortable or not. And then where do we go from here? How do we get better? How do we change? What do we need to know? And I don't believe in order takers. I don't think any shop should have order takers. Should have order takers. If they're not a salesperson, then they shouldn't be working for you. They can go, to be an order taker, you may as well go straight on the internet. Like why bother? You need to have sales people, not order takers. So how do I schedule? And that's probably one of the hardest things in the floral industry, because you know all of a sudden all hell can break loose, right? But for your busy times, there is no reason to have to work overtime. Unless you get a funeral or something last minute, you should have your work scheduled so precisely, 2 weeks in advance, with lists of what needs to be done every single day, that there should be no reason for overtime. Overtime is the biggest killer during your holidays of your profit. I know many flower shops expect that that's how they're going to make extra money, right? Because they know they can get overtime at Christmas and Mother's Day and all that. And I remember the first time I went into one of those turnkey kind of flower shops where they kicked the owner out because she hadn't paid her rent. And so I had to come in and fix it and make it viable for resale. Did it in 6 months, by the way. But those people just expected that they would all get overtime when it came to Christmas. Sorry. There's no reason to have overtime, except if you get inundated with a funeral or something like that, which you don't have a lot of control over. If you are not sitting down with your wholesaler at least once a year and saying, when does this go on sale? When is the best time to book this? And what kind of a cost can I get? And how many more do I have to get to purchase to get a better cost? If you're not doing that with your wholesaler, then A, you're not working your end as an ownership, and B, the wholesaler's not working their end as a wholesaler. How many people have glads on sale right now in their shop? This is the time of year when glads are the best price. Happens every year. Same time of year. So, if glads are going on sale now, who's to say you can't decide that for the month of August, we are going to have a special on glads, and they are going to, instead of marking them up, whatever person usually mark things up, we'll only double them. But that's cash and carry only. Now you put that on Twitter, you put that on Facebook, you put that on your website, every possible way you have. You put that on every delivery that goes out. Cash and carry glads are at this price. Do you need to compete exactly with your mass marketers? Absolutely not. Because you're not your mass marketers. Why would you need to compete with them?